Hey everyone, welcome to the Industry Show. I'm your host Nitin Bajaj, and joining me today is my good friend Sandeep Kulkarni. Sandeep, welcome on the show.
Thank you, Nitin. Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. So tell us who's Sandeep.
Who's Sandeep? Sandeep is a singer-songwriter, voice artist, digital artist, and educator who loves, breathes art in all its forms.
Tell us about your musical career.
I started way back in 1992, 93-ish in college. And I started singing Hindi music, like a lot of film songs. So back then, to keep it short, there were all these formats, which were orchestras, right? They were called. So I got introduced. I started in college with some competitions and everything. And I started singing in orchestras with a friend of mine who's an excellent singer. Me and him teamed up first for college competitions. We used to sing the song from the movie Padosan. Okay. And we started winning all the competitions everywhere we went. And it was called the Ek Chaturnar.
Right.
And then from that one song, we got orchestras. And then after that, I started singing orchestras. I sang a lot of orchestras. I can't even count. And in 93, I got introduced to rock music by a friend of mine, Gilroy. And I was in a metal band around the same time. So I got into a metal band while I was singing all this Hindi film music and also some Marathi and all that, mostly Hindi. And it was crazy because I was singing Kishore Kumar by day and then I would sing Metallica by night. It was just amazing. It was the best thing though, because it really helped me with my voice. Because it was two different styles. Yeah, absolutely. Two different styles of singing. And I've been in bands all my life. My first band was Mayhem, which was a proper metal band. And in that band, we started doing covers, then we started doing originals after that. And it was crazy because our first show was in front of 9,000 people. And it was in IIT Delhi. It was a competition and we won third. We won a lot of rock competitions. We played some of the biggest venues in India. We were unarguably, I would say at that time in the 90s, one of the top 5 bands or top 3 bands in the city. And we were forced to reckon with, really. Then I came to Cincinnati in 1999 for my master's. And over there I formed a band. We didn't have a name, but we were just a few guys. And one of my old bandmates from India had come down. He was doing his PhD. I was doing my master's over there. And so we formed a band with 2 other guys. And we would play covers and we were working on an original and all that. And then I came to Denver. And Denver, I was part of 3 bands. My first band was with my good friend Vivek Rao, which was called Karmic which the name actually comes from Mayhem, my band. We had a song called Karmik Yatra. It was called Astral Yatra, then it became Karmik Yatra. So that's where I got the name from. I formed another band with 4 guys. 3 guys from Bangladesh. 1 guy was from Laos. And it was a very different combination. It was a South Asian rock band. And we would sing in 4 or 5 languages. And it was called Prague. Then I was in an American metal band at the same time, which was a big deal for me because it was called Serial Victim. And we used to only play originals. We had 12 originals and nothing else. Wow. And they were auditioning, at the time, and out of all the people, they select a brown guy who goes and sings. So it was a big deal for me. We had one more band after that called The Mantra and The Mantra, but The Mantra. Right here, as you know, in LA now, a band called Rusty Rickshaw, which is very, very close and dear to me.
The long list of bands, I think it speaks to your ability to work well with different groups, different genres, and different cultures.
This is something I learned, Nitin, way back in the day. I started embracing all the different forms of music, and it is very important. When I was in Prague, for example, they were from Bangladesh and good friends of mine, and they introduced me to Bangla rock. And honestly, after English, Western rock, that's the best rock I've heard. And it is amazing. And so we were just open. I'm always open to singing in different languages, learning about different, sounds. I think you have to grow as a musician. Recently, I was exploring, some Mongolian rock and Mongolian music. There's a band called The Who, which has made it big right now in worldwide. And how they sing with these microtones in it's called throat singing. And how do they do that? And I was very intrigued, how are they doing this? How are they doing 2 sounds at the same time and all that? So I'm constantly exploring. It just helps you as a artist.
Whose mannerisms you feel really close to?
That's a good question. It's back in the day when I started singing in orchestras, a lot of people used to tell me, oh, you sound like Kishore Kumar, so we'll give you Kishore Kumar songs. I learned this very quickly when people used to tell me that, and they still tell me till date. And I take it as a very nice compliment and I move on. I immediately learned, because I had so many people around me at that time and they were all trying to like imitate this one, and they were like all proud about, oh, I sound better than you when I sing this Kishore Kumar song or that Mannade song on this. And I was like, wow, this is, I need to be able to take the best from here and just move on, because I respect those guys, and I don't feel that I have to take the best from it and develop my own sound and my own style.
What qualities as a singer and as a musician have made you a better entrepreneur?
I started as an animation and VFX artist, and I still work in that same. I work in the gaming industry right now, and I was an educator for a long time, almost 17 years. I was teaching in post-secondary, at the college level. I was a professor. One of the things I learned from that is any art form, you have to respect it. Everyone has their own perspective on that, and when you are trying to market yourself, be humble about it, but at the same time, be confident about it. The reason people are coming to you for something, for a service, is because you have something to offer. I used to instill this and grill this in my students, like, do not work for free unless there is a really good reason, whether it's charity or something like that. And I've done a lot of that. I haven't done a lot of that too. So I think when I came from that industry, the media and entertainment industry, and VFX animation, I used to do a lot of freelance work. I used to do a lot of work for clients. So that kind of automatically went into my music.
I've also done a few radio shows and podcasts.
Yeah.
Have you explored voice acting as an option?
A lot of people ask me that. Yes, I have. And I have done I've done some jingles. I've done entire voice did for an animation production, which unfortunately never got released, but I got paid, which was good. It was good to do. I was doing like 3 different voices in that animation production. Yeah, a lot of people have asked me for not only podcasts, but also some training related stuff, because I come from the training industry, and also talking for jingles or even recording voice. Yes, I did a couple of radio shows. One of them was Indie Vibe, which was very close to me. The other show I did was a simple, nice, I called it Retro on the Rocks. And I also did a jingle for them, which I think still plays on their channel.
Do you remember the jingle?
So Indie Vibe was rocking out to my favorite tunes on radio. Indie Vibe, Indie Vibe.